Good evening and welcome to another Talking Technical. And of course, this side it's very hot. Today was a nice 38 degrees. So, yes, nice and hot days. But I must say that the Karoo had some lovely rain. But let's kick off and let's look at PPC. Tina asked about it and she's quite disappointed because she said this was the share that she wants to keep for the long term and that she believes that the share can just go up. But Tina, unfortunately, shares sometimes do give pullbacks and sometimes it can also disappoint. And I mean, I don't know where you did buy it, but I'm looking at the weekly chart. And if you look at this weekly chart, I mean, the rally almost started around the 61, 65 cents level. And that was in November 2020. Now, I mean, from there, it went from 60, let's call it 65 cents, all the way to almost 5 Rand and 80 cents. I mean, that is a phenomenal run. And what we see now is I'm seeing this tiny little double top here. That always makes me a little bit nervous because a double top tells you that the market pushed the share up. It tested this level of, let's say, around 570. It came back. The bulls came in and bought it up again. And close to this 570 level, they lost some, almost you can say, control. And the sellers came in and they knocked the share price down. But if you look at this chart, what I would like to show to you is this little piece here. And this is this line that worries me. This double top formation actually came into play. Now, of course, because it's a weekly chart, I always would like to see this develop on a Friday close. Sometimes you can see during the week also developing, and there you are. There's the double top. If it takes this low out, then you know the double top has been confirmed. And of course, above 581, 580, you will say that double top has been wiped off the table. But in this case, I mean, below that level of 470, share gave us that double top was confirmed. And where can it go to? It can easily go down to this level of 384. But I just want to see the 40-week moving average, if you don't mind, because I'm looking at the weekly chart, and you said also that you're holding it for quite a long time, and you hold it for a long period. You want to keep it. The plan is not to sell it, but let's have a look here. Well, there you are. The 40-week moving average is almost tested. And there you are. The 40-week moving average is sitting at 4 Rand and 26 cents. And of course, what made me worry was, can you see this steep rally? That's a lamp pole formation. But what happened in the past? We saw a beautiful lamp pole formation. It pulled back a little bit. There's another one. I think this is different because on this case, it took out this support line. In this case, look what happened. It rallied up. And what did it do? It came back to test this line. I just want to show you. It came back to test the support line. There's the support line. Just want to draw it in there. You are. That is the support line, and from that support line, it actually came back and it bounced up beautifully. So for me now, this chart is showing me for the first time in a long time that there is some proper weakness going on here. So just be careful. I think we can go a little bit lower, and of course, long-term investors will get worried by Friday if this share starts to close below 424 and especially starts to consolidate below it. Let's have a look at Louis' request. Louis is also a long-term investor, and he said to me, he dropped me an email, he said to me, Frans, thank you so much for the show, but I think that Vodacom's still got a lot of legs to go, but let's have a look here. Louis, you're quite right. What this share is showing us, every time that it gets to this 40-week moving average, it bounced off there. Look at it. It was a clear resistance there. And what happens since then, there's the 40-week moving average, it tests it, it goes up. And what I like about, look at the slope. I just maybe want to show you here, and then you will see. Look at the slope of this 40-week moving average. It's a nice, easy slope to the upside. And every time that the share gets to that 40-week moving average, the guys come in and they support it. What I do not like about it is that the day that it's going to break there, it can maybe turn ugly. And remember, we've seen that the market sold off The other day, almost 3% in one day. That's quite a lot. So what it tells me that, yes, share still looks okay, but eventually, remember, if the tide is really going to turn ugly and the market is going to sell off, even a top company like Vodacom will start to struggle. But for me personally, while it's above this level of 134.39, that 40-week moving average, the chart looks okay. And of course, we're on a brink of taking out that high. Let's give it to you. Maybe you want to add on to the position. There you are. If it can break above that, there you are. If it can break above 140.36, it can trigger another buying signal. But I will say stick to that 40-week moving average as your stop loss. And where's my targets? My target can easily be back that high, and that will be at 150 Rand and 22 cents. Let's have a look at Mr. Price. Kelvin is asking about Mr. Price, and he says to me he wants to trade the stock. So he's keen on going in and just buy the stock. Let's just have a look here. Mr. Price. Oopsie daisy. I see here I don't like. And the reason why I'm saying that it's Kelvin. Kelvin, look at this classic evening star formation. And I mean, this is a prime example. I'm happy that you've mentioned this share to us and we can show it to the viewers. Look at this share. It rallies up beautifully to the top. And then you see this breakaway gap here. That gap was between 214 Rand and 214 Rand 99. But then on that specific day, and that was on Friday the 21st, what happened? The share opened up quite nicely. There was the open up of the day at 21657. It rallied all the way to that top of close to 222 Rand 41, but then lost momentum. And what do we see here? That we see a gravestone doji or a tiny shooting star. And I always say, for me, with that higher up shadow, it will be a gravestone doji. Then immediately you wait for the following candle. And what did we see then on Monday? We saw this ugly, ugly bearish candle, and that was a shaven bottom. What is the three candles? It is a bullish candle, another one that tried to push up. Then you've got a dragonfly, a gravestone doji or a tiny shooting star, followed of a bearish engulfing candle, and that is what we call a shooting star or an evening star reversal, and that is negative. And of course, if you see that, always be careful, because what it tells you, even if you want to buy the share, I will always say, look at your supports. There's a support. I just want to show it to you if you did miss it. And in actual fact, I see there's a lot of viewers that's only watching the show now. I mean, it's been on for many, many years as a training sort of show. It can easily pull back to 194.70. And then maybe there you can look at buying it. But for me, there's something else in this chart. I want to say to myself, just be careful if this breaks. Because if this breaks, it can really get nasty. Because where it can go to then is my next support. And that's how it works. If it breaks a specific line, I will always say to myself, where's the next support? Where's the next support? And that gives me an idea where the share can go to. Now, I know you will immediately say, Frans, but look at this beautiful bottom here. It just shows you a beautiful saucer pattern here. But I will just say this will make me nervous. And remember, you said that you're a trader. You look to buy it for a short period of time. That evening star formation, for me, I will be nervous. I will watch it there. And what is the important thing? The important thing is to wait for a reversal candle when it gets close to a support before you get into it, and then a confirmation candle. Let's have a look at clicks. Babu asked about clicks. Let's have a look let's have a look here. Clicks. I mean, this is now a pure South African company, like Mr. Price, also in the retail industry. But let's have a look there, and we can see what it shows us. All right, there you are. Babu, same thing here. It's not a double top here, because I mean, this high of this candle is around 319 Rand. That one is 321. I would like to have them almost close to maybe a Rand from each other. What I don't like is the following. Look at these upper shadows that we're seeing here. There's a tiny little upper shadow. That was a tweezer top. It came back. And there's another two. Yes, there's also two there. But that's why I say this tweezer top that we're seeing here will only come into play where? And let's just draw in that line. This is a nice educational evening because we learn a lot from the charts and especially from reversal patterns. You are. I take the low there as well. The low of that candle is 301.90 cents. Only below that, that tweezer will come into play. And where can it take it to? Down to the support. And where do I get that? Let's maybe just show you quickly, Babu. It's from there to the top. And if I extend that, there you are. From there to the top. And you bring it down. You just get that down. There you are. It can take it down to this support at around 283 Rand and 4 cents. But of course, if you look at this chart, from about November, from 277 to 325, that's almost a 20% rally. A beautiful rally. So what do I say? If a share had a beautiful rally, a strong move, and suddenly you see reversal candles, and these two lower shadows, they will say to themselves, listen, we cannot support the share anymore if this support line turns into a resistance. So for me personally, just be careful. Only above 321.74, momentum can take the share higher from here. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit our website, www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and we will chat again.